Welcome back to Final Girl Horror, Bookworms and Constant Readers. I am Chelsea. This is the channel where you're going to find everything about horror novels, books in general. I read everything, but I love horror. Today's video is all about Stephen King's Finders Keepers. This is book 2 in the Bill Hodges Trilogy. If you want to know about the first book, I'll put a link up here so you can go check it out. This is a sequel. The events that happen in the first book are relevant to this book, and we'll get into that. But like every book review, we start with the cover because I am a firm believer that you can judge a book by its cover. I have found some amazing books just because they had a cool cover. I found some crappy books, but they had a cool cover. So with all Stephen King books, I always start with showing the cover of the first printing. So this is my first printing hardback of Finders Keepers. It's got a very cool cover with the blood raining down. You have like this book, the tree on the back. It's all relevant. Inside you have a picture of Mr. King, and then the actual hardback is this red and black with silver leafing. I really like this cover. There's a few editions of this book. They have one where it has smiley face on the back here, and you put them all together and it makes a picture. But this is what the first edition looked like. And then this is the paperback version. It's not as dynamic as the first edition. It's kind of it does have the tree and this trunk, which are relevant to the story, but not as cool as the first edition. I would give the first edition cover definitely a 5 out of 5. It matches the first book. And this one I would give maybe a 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. So, what is the book about? So this picks up a few months, I want to say 6 months, I don't remember exactly, after the events of the first book. And Bill Hodges has opened up this investigation service where he finds like repos and stuff, and it's called Finders Keepers. But you're almost halfway through this story before the 3 characters from the first book even show up in this book. So you really don't get a sense of what they're doing until about halfway through. In the beginning, you're following Bill, and and Holly has a small part, but Jerome doesn't come in until later. His sister doesn't really come in until later. The bulk of the book focuses on 2 characters, Morris Bellamy and this kid. I cannot think of his name now. But this kid, he finds this trunk that is like buried underneath this tree. This tree is like on this bank of this like creek, and it's got its roots and stuff exposed. And this kid, he finds this trunk and he opens it, and he discovers that inside is like $20,000 in cash, and then there's all of these notebooks. They're really nice, like moleskin notebooks, and he finds out that these notebooks, they are written by this famous author, John Rothstein. And you find out early in the book that this Morris Bellamy, he killed John Rothstein because John Rothstein is known for writing about this character, Jimmy Gold. And Morris is like obsessed with this story, and it has tones of Stephen King's Misery, because he is not happy with how Rothstein ended the Jimmy Gold series. And so he goes to the dude's house because he found out that there's rumors that he has unpublished Jimmy Gold novels, and his whole plan is to steal them. And he gets help by telling his helpers that there is cash to be had, that he keeps a lot of cash in his home. And so Pete is the boy's name that finds the trunk and all this. And so his two partners, they didn't sign up for the whole murder bit. They wanted to rob this dude and leave, and Morris ends up killing this dude. And he gets caught, he goes to prison for it. Before he gets caught, he buries all of these notebooks and this cash in this trunk. And of course he killed his partners, because they're like freaking out and everything, because they didn't sign up for murder, and they think that Morris is crazy, and he kills them and leaves them for dead. And Morris, he gets out of prison, and by this time the notebooks have been found, the money has been found, and he goes back and he finds out that, hey, his stuff is gone. There's my cat. And he finds out like who is responsible, and he goes after Pete. And it's Pete's sister who gets Bill Hodges and them involved to try and help get out of this mess, because this dude is freaking crazy. And Pete doesn't actually realize like how much trouble he's in until it's too late. And what Pete discovers is he knows what he has on his hands, and you know he's really into to reading and writing and literature, and so he knows who John Rothstein is, and he has become like entranced by the Jimmy Gold story as well, and he doesn't want to let these notebooks go, and so he's trying to play games with Morris and other people to keep these notebooks. And Bill and Holly and Jerome and other people from the first book are trying to save this kid's life before he dies. It is a total page turner. It's a horror novel, it's a crime novel all rolled into one. Plus you have the continuation of the story from the first book, with the Mercedes killer. And in that part of the book, Bill Hodges is going to visit the Mercedes killer like on a weekly basis. And he suspects that the Mercedes killer is faking actually being all there, that he thinks the Mercedes killer knows exactly what is going on. And so he goes and he tries to taunt him to get a reaction. And what he thinks he's discovered is, because of the severe head trauma, the Mercedes killer has like this telekinetic ability, like Carrie, and he's trying to get him to do it in front of Bill, and the Mercedes killer just sits there like he's catatonic and doesn't know what's going on. This book was just as good, if not better, than the first one. I cannot wait to read the conclusion, which is End of Watch. That will be coming up shortly. I have started back on the Dresden Files books, and we are on book 3, Grave Peril. I started that this week, and hopefully it'll be done soon. If you like this video, I try not to do spoilers. I don't want to spoil Finders Keepers for you. I just want to say, read it. It is awesome. Total, I would give it, I'd give it a 5 out of 5. If you read the first one, you have to read the second one. And if you read the second one, you have to read the third one. You have to find out like how all this ends, because this book, like the first one, ends on kind of like a cliffhanger, and you want to know what happens next. I kind of want to give it like a 4.5 out of 5 because I hate cliffhangers. But it is so good and so well written. You have to read it to experience it. Total page turner. One of Stephen King's best. I really cannot wait to see how this trilogy wraps up. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. This year, trying to get subscriptions up. My goal is to post a video every 2 weeks. Be consistent this year. Work on subscriptions. Ring the bell so you know when new videos posted. Videos come out every other Saturday at 12 a.m. That is Central Time. That's all I got for you. Until next time, read more books.